Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Women CEO Rocks. This is going to be a great night of networking, connection, and learning. I hope you guys are excited to hear from our speaker, to hear from our other co-founder. Just want to welcome you guys. Welcome in the room. When you come into the room, make sure that you announce who you are in the chat. We have a chat going on. We're also streaming live on Facebook. So when you come in here, make sure in the side it will say messages or it look like chats. And you want to hover over that, and then you can type who you are, your name, and what company you're from. And I also ask that you drop your website if you have a website. Tell us a little bit about yourself in the chat, okay? So welcome, welcome, welcome to those who are first timers and to those who have been with us on a regular basis. I want to welcome you to Women CEO Rocks. My name is Tara Omatosho, and I see underneath there it says Increase Biz. Now that is my marketing company, however, and who is one of the sponsors of tonight's event. But this is a women business networking session. Women CEO Rocks was started based on an opportunity for women to get to know each other, to learn from each other, to do business with each other, and to grow together as one unit. You can go check out our website at womenceorocks.com. And what you'll find on that website is we have a directory, we have a blog, we have our newest book, our newest anthology release book called Diamonds and Pearls that released this past Mother's Day that won Amazon bestseller list, international and domestic. So that's really awesome. So very thankful for that achievement. So just to give you guys a little bit more information and some housekeeping rules. So there will be a presentation tonight. One of our own, Nicovanna Shannon, she's going to be talking to us about establishing a back office compliance for our company, which is huge. For those people that already have a business established, this is how you can scale up your business. You're not going to be able to scale up your business if you're just a one-woman show. So she's going to be talking about that and presenting on that. So very thankful for her and sharing her time with us. But also down here at the bottom of the screen, you will see where there's like a happy face, our reactions. So if you see that, just show me a reaction. I'm going to show you some clapping, and I should see some other reactions. If you see it, show me some reactions in the room. This is for those that are in the room. If you are on Facebook Live and you want to join us, you definitely can click on the link and come in and join us. Or if you received an email in your inbox that says Women CEO Rocks or connect at Women CEO Rocks, make sure you click on the link to join us here in the room. So we're awesome. Thank you guys for joining us. Like I said, when you come in the room, make sure you announce yourself, announce who you are. Wanted to make sure that before I got on here and started talking about some of our announcements and commercials that we have on some of the businesses that are sponsoring this event, I want to make sure that you know that you are in the Women CEO Rocks monthly networking meeting. And I'm glad that you have joined and take the time out in your schedule and join us. So what I wanted to do is give some announcements about what's happening within Women CEO Rocks, and also some information that Increase Biz Now is doing. So next month on August 23rd, we're having another monthly meetup. And what we're going to be talking about, we're going to have a representative from the Minority Supplier Development Council, and he's going to be talking about how to gain corporate clients. That's huge. If you are in the process of, have you ever thought about how does one do business with Coca-Cola? How does one do business with all these other corporate companies out here? Maybe some that you know about, some that you don't. How are these people getting these contracts? Well, he is going to tell us how people are going about it, especially those that are in minority. So that means if you're a woman, that applies to you. So want to make sure that you register for that. That's going to be on the fourth Tuesday of August. So that's August 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure after this event tomorrow, the registration link will be up so you can register for that starting tomorrow. And then in September, let me share my screen with you because we are going to, Women CEO Rocks is having another author call. So if you missed last time and you wanted to be an author on our anthology, make sure that you bookmark this date, September 27th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this time, it's not just for mothers, it's for any female entrepreneur. And we're going to be talking about our entrepreneurial journey in this anthology. So you want to make sure that you go to this page. I'll make sure to drop the link in the chat so you can go check out this page and sign up for this meeting as well. Okay. So hopefully you guys are able to see that. And so don't forget, don't be shy, guys. Make sure you put your information in the chat. I see we have several people here. Make sure you come and type your information on the chat. And then some announcements from Increase Biz Now. So Increase Biz Now, there's Alana, our co-founder. Increase Biz Now is a marketing company that I started, and that it's a family marketing company where we help companies. Hey, Alana, how are you doing? Oh, she's not coming on this yet. Well, we help companies, those larger companies or also smaller companies, increase their business, increase their view, increase their reach and their profits online and offline. So we have a new beta program that we used to only offer to corporate clients, but now we're able to offer it to average businesses. Anyone that is interested, and it is phenomenal. It's taken off. So I just want to share this information with you, and then we'll get the chance to say hello to Alana, and then move forward to our speaker. Hold on a second. So hopefully you guys can see this page. This is what we're running a beta program for, and it is how to reach more customers with mobile and web advertising. And this is a way that we are able to create display ads for your company, and they end up being on nationally recognized websites such as CNN, like ESPN. If you go to this page, I'm going to make sure I put this link in the chat. And so you can check this page out in the future, like after this meeting, and you can read it. And when you click this, you get interested in getting more customers. It schedules an appointment. You can schedule an appointment with us to talk more in depth. But what this really is called retargeting. And retargeting is the ability to capture 100% of the visitors that come to your website, blog, landing page, and offer and market to them long after they've left your page. And we've all been this has all happened to us before, when you went to a shop and then you were looking at some shoes, and then you leave that shop but you don't buy the shoes, and then later on you see the shoes pop up everywhere that you go in the news article or whatever. But now you're able to do that with your products and your services. So it's really exciting. We're offering, it's a beta program. So we're offering some specials for those that sign up, especially those from Women CEO Rocks. So just want to share the information with you, and I'm going to drop that link in the chat. Hey, ma'am, how you doing? Hey, Londa.
Hey, everybody.
I need to see some action. I see we got a lot of folks in the room. What's going on? Everybody needs to chat and say, hey, what's up? Drop your links in the chat. Drop your links in the chat. Does everyone see the chat? Or if you don't see the chat, it's over on the side. There's an area on the side where it has two like conversational icons. And if you hover over it, it'll say chat. And you click on that and you'll see the information at the bottom. You can definitely click in there and tell us who you are. Give us your website, where you're tuning in from, and all that great stuff. So how are you doing, Alonda? Uh-oh.
I am well. It's great to be here with you guys.
Awesome. Well,
Can you hear me? Because I know I'm having some technical difficulties.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I was asking if you could hear me because I know I have been having some technical difficulties on my side. So I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, no. Yeah, now I can hear you perfectly. I hear you perfectly. I just told them about the event that we're having in August, how we're having the representative from the minority supplier come, and he's going to be talking about how to secure corporate clients, and it's going to be huge. But today we have Nicovanna Shannon in the house. She's going to be talking about how to establish your back office. So do you have any announcements or anything you want to share before we move to our speaker, Alonda?
Guys, we are getting ready to do our next anthology project. So we definitely, if you have someone that you know wants to share their story, their testimony, we're doing the next volume to our Diamonds and Pearls affirmation of a womanpreneur who rocks. So if you want to refer someone, if you feel like you want to be a part of it and you want to become an international best-selling author without having to do the whole legwork of writing an entire book, but you just want to submit a chapter and be a part of a great sisterhood project, as well as brand yourself and get yourself out there, definitely stay connected, LinkedIn, and be ready because we are on the way with some major things for women CEOs rock. I also have started another program on Facebook. If you want to become a digital creator, and what a digital creator is you are basically an influencer making money. We are getting ready to have some master classes dropping on that too to take your brand up another notch. So you definitely want to stay linked in and connected so that you guys can be tapped into the next things that we're getting ready to roll out here in August. So I'm super excited about those things. I'm super happy for you guys to be here. Thank you for coming and taking time out of your evening to be here with us. And I hope you enjoy the speaker. She's a phenomenal woman. And I will yield the mic back to you, sis.
All right, awesome. And I put the link in the chat if for the sign up for the next anthology, so that if anyone is interested, you can definitely click on that link. You can copy it and share it with your friends, share it with whomever you want to. And what you do is just fill out the information and we'll get back with you with a link for that presentation. So without further ado, I am going to drop you off stage, Alonda, and then I'm going to bring our speaker on and then she's going to take over. All right. So our speaker for this evening, and like I said, is Nicovanna Shannon. She's going to introduce herself and her company. Let me bring her up on stage. And she's going to be presenting her information about establishing a back office compliance. So Nicovanna, if you see that alert, click on it and come on stage. And during the presentation, if you have questions, definitely put them in the chat. But if you want to ask one-on-one questions after the presentation ends, we have tables that are set up, and Nicovanna Shannon has her own table, as well as Increased Biz has a table, and Women CR Rocks. So when this session ends, For those people that are logged into the AirMeet platform, what you're going to do is there's an arrow that is over to the left hand side of your screen, and you're going to click it, and you're going to go back to where you saw some of the tables, and you're going to just click on one of the seats of the table, and then you will be talking to either the speaker, or you will be talking to Alonda or myself, and you can ask us any questions that you have about the presentation, about our services, about becoming a member of Women CEO Rocks. Women CEO Rocks is a membership platform, even though we do these networking meetups on a monthly basis that are free. We have some much more services to offer that we offer, and when you're a member. So we make sure that you think about becoming a member of Women CEO Rocks and join us in this movement. Also, we have a business directory that we want you to sign up for. Right now, it is free to all women entrepreneurs. However, in the coming future, there will be a cost to that, and we're going to cut that free membership off. So I know a lot of people that signed up for this evening's presentation are women business owners. So you want to make sure that you go to Women CEO Rocks and put that in there. Hold on, our speaker is saying she needs help. Hold on, real quick. Let's see. All right. So I brought you on stage. There we go. Now you just gotta unmute yourself. There we go.
Yes. I was like, where am I? This is so fancy. I was like, okay, I need to make sure I know how to get on.
It's no problem, no problem. That was partially my mistake. So can you just introduce who you are, and then let me know when you're ready to move forward in the presentation so I can show your slides, okay?
Absolutely.
Right.
I am Nicovanna Shannon, CEO and co-founder of Shannon Associates, Inc. And we are a company that is 16 years strong. We focus on financial literacy fundamentals. So we really take our time with our clients to understand the importance of educating on money management. And we do that on three different levels. We coach, we train, and we develop. And we have an 18-month process that we carry not only our individual clients through, but our small business clients as well. We're very intentional about mentoring and walking with you and really creating a safe place for you to either rehab if you're having to retool and get a better understanding of where you are business wise, or if you're just looking for support to be able to scale, we are able to provide that type of service. So I am legacy. My mother is the other Shannon. And so she's been doing this for 40 years. She did it as a good Samaritan. She wasn't getting paid for it. And so we just decided to bottle it up in 2006 and monetize it and really be able to put it out to the masses and hopefully be able to bless a generation of individuals and small businesses in regards to knowing how to be financially healthy and really just making sure that your home or your business is recession proof. Being very intentional about how you maneuver in the lane that you're in so that you win. And we want you to win financially. We want you to be able to leave a legacy for your family. If you're intending for your business to be still here when you're gone, those are things that we talk about in our mentoring process with you. So I'm glad to be here. I have an amazing relationship with Tara. She has helped me with my website. She and her husband have been amazing and such a blessing to me over the last years that we have been walking together. So I am grateful to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to start your slides, Nicovanna, and you'll just have to say next slide because I won't be able to see it, but you should be able to see your slides, okay?
Yes, yes, no problem. So just to give you guys a little bit of insight, as the first slide comes up, we are basically just giving you an introduction in regards to how we can service you as a small business in our area of expertise. So, again, we are Shannon and Associates Inc., and we do provide small businesses with innovative options to their back office support. And our lane is really operations, finance, and executive administration. You can flip to the next slide for me. So our agenda tonight is pretty simple. We've already done the introduction. We're going to go into the fundamentals to back office compliance, the benefits to outsourcing. SSA is an acronym for Shannon and Associates Inc. So SSA will provide two types of ways that we are able to help you or support you in that outsourcing function. And then we have question and answer. If you have any questions, we definitely want to try to answer them tonight, or if you would like to do it offline, we're absolutely available to do that as well. And then we have closing remarks. Next slide, please. All right, so let's just dive right on in. There are levels to being structurally sound as a small business. When you are addressing um, uh, a small business, it can come in many different forms. But the audience that we really cater to are those sole proprietors and small businesses that have 10 employees or less. Those tend to be the businesses that wear multiple hats all the time, and you're gifted in what you do. That's why you can do it. But in order to position your company to be able to scale up, there are some things that you have to learn how to delegate. And I know when you are a sole proprietor or you are a small net, a niche or a group, and you're just used to doing everything, it can be a challenge to try to release that. But the beauty in releasing is that you are absolutely preparing yourself to become an employer, to actually be able to bring a staff in that can support your vision, and they are able to do those everyday operational things. And so we want to help bridge that. If you're not sure how to bring someone on, not sure if you even have the revenue threshold to handle it, we can be that in between in regards to that outsourcing piece. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as we go along. Next slide, please. Okay, so there are things that we're going to focus on today. Um, One of those things in regards to outsourcing, we do operations, finance, and executive admin functions. And we look at these functions as cost savers to you as a sole proprietor or a small business. So the benefits to actually having those functions outsourced are pretty simple. And I have 5 main points. 1, you do not have any overhead. 2, you would treat this function as a line item in your budget. 3, the outsource function is treated like a monthly bill. So we could negotiate if you want to pay us. Our standard is net 30, but depending on how you are structured as a business or where you're trying to go, that's an area of negotiation for us. 4, it frees you up as a business owner to be in more, to be able to go out and bring in more business, which will then again generate more revenue for you. And of course, that automatically puts you in the lane to be able to scale up and expand. And then number 5, you have subject matter experts working on your behalf. And this takes the worry and the figuring out off the table. So the beauty of bringing on an entity like Shannon and Associates Inc. to connect and collaborate and partner with your business, we're not expecting you to train us. We're not expecting you to those things are already on the table. We are here to present to you what we can do for you, and then you can determine if we are a good fit for you or not. Next slide, please. Okay, so jumping right into operations. Operations speaks to the following. It speaks to organizational structure. It speaks to process, it speaks to standards, and it speaks to your unique system that speaks to your customer base. And so, like I said, just kind of going back from our previous slide, I stated that we are subject matter experts. So we have the ability to pivot when you pivot. We have the ability to write strategy. We have the ability to flush out those areas that you're not sure about. We have the time and the resource to go out and research those things that you may want to try to tap into. There might be a new market you want to do. I know that Tara mentioned doing a beta run on the retargeting program that they're offering. Those are things that we would be able to research for you if it's something that you feel is going to be beneficial to the scaling of your business. So that's something that's one less thing that you have to be concerned about. And so when it comes to organizational structure, we would be considered an offshoot. Whereas you might have your CEO, you may have your executive assistant or whomever you have on your team, we would be considered an offshoot from the C-suite level. So when you look at the organization, we're kind of sitting off to the side, and we would be that what we would call business management partner for you, a virtual business management partner. And we have direct links with the visionaries of the house. That could be your top level management or the CEO themselves. Or if it's a nonprofit organization, then of course we would deal with the executive director and whomever is under them. Or it could also be that we would correspond with the board, depending on how involved the board is in regards to steering that nonprofit. So that's really what organizational structure sounds like. In regards to process is how do you do what you do every day? And it's important that you have that written down, because if you're trying to scale your business, you need to be able to train the employees that you bring in. And so a lot of your information can't be in your head, which a lot of sole proprietors and small business owners do. They have it all in their head. They know how to do it because they do it in their sleep. But when you're trying to bring someone in that is being introduced to your culture, they don't know what to do because they're coming from another culture. So you have to teach them what you want to see in your culture, and you want them to line up with the vision of the house. So processes helps streamline that, helps you be able to set up a process that keeps everybody in check. It gives your employees something. It gives them safety guard or safety rails, I guess is the best way to put it, in how to do what you're asking them to do. It allows them to be able to know when to stop, when to go, how much time to put in, all of that. So that's what processes do. Standards are really speaks to your culture and the vision of your business. And 95% of the time or more, that sits on the CEO to cast that vision every time. So when you're in a meeting, this is a standard. We are a company that does this. We focus on this or that, or this is our customer and this is how we deal with them. So as a CEO, you're creating standards that you consistently say to your employees over and over again in order to create that culture that you want. So those are things that we are able to help you clarify and make plain. And in regards to number 4, your unique system that speaks to your customer base. So all of us have a tribe, right? That's what I call it. My clients are my tribe. They know my sound. They are comfortable with how I talk, how I present, how I deliver. They are tangible. They're flexible. They pivot on how I, when I do certain things, because they are drawn to me. And so it's important that you as a business understand that you have to horn your sound for your customer so that they can come to you. Because right now, they don't know where you are. If you are not doing that well, they're getting mixed in with all this other stuff, and they're not reaching you the way that they should. So when you have your operational structure, your process, your standards in place, now you can really begin to sound that clarion horn and draw your people in. And so Increase Biz Now does that well. So when you are clear about what you want to do, they can absolutely help you draw your customer in, but you got to get there first. And so that's what we do. We make sure that you get there. And I can't stress that enough. It's just important to have, because as you grow, this structure is what holds your business together. This structure is what keeps your business doing what it's supposed to do, and it doesn't divert from what you originally set it out to do. So that's what this organizational structure, process, and standard does for you. Next slide, please. Okay, so the finance piece. We all know it takes money to run a business. It takes money to run a house. It takes money to do everything, honestly. It is truly a vehicle. It is a tool. It's a tool. It's like a gas line for you. And so your finances need to be in order. So one of the three things that we focus on are projecting sales trends for your industry of choice. Two, forecasting what you need to reach particular goals as a business. We use the standard of SMART goals. It is a true proven standard that many financial organizations use and educational systems use to help set goals. And so we use that standard to help set your goals as a business. And so with us doing that, we're able to determine what your strategies are. When you set your goals, then we can build strategies, right? And then number three, we have bookkeeping. And bookkeeping is essential. You need to know where every penny is going in your business, because this is how theft can happen. This is how people can come through your back door and take your money. And you're thinking, well, I thought we had this under control, or I left that for Sally Sue to do. And, you wake up and you have no idea what happened. And so it's important that you understand your bookkeeping process. Now, as a small business or a sole proprietor, it's always encouraged to have an accountant, but accountants can be expensive, especially when you're a startup business, or your revenue is not at a certain threshold. Having an accountant on retainer is expensive. So the next best thing to that is having an accountant that do checks and balances for you on a high level, get you ready for taxes. But the bookkeeping piece can be done in-house. And there are a lot of automated systems out there that can help you with that. One of the ones that we are certified in is QuickBooks, but we are also comfortable in other bookkeeping automated software platforms as well. But QuickBooks is really the most popular software out there in regards to small businesses, and it can do everything for you. It can house everything you need in regards to your financial piece, and you're able to download all of the financials that you need to produce. One, if you're trying to get credit for your business. Two, if you're trying to sit in front of investors and they're needing to de-risk you. It's so many advantages that comes along with proper bookkeeping. And depending if you're for profit or nonprofit, if you're trying to set yourself up for funding as a nonprofit, your financials speak everything. They tell the story as to how you're going to manage those grants when they come in. And many grants have a lot of stipulations, and they have a lot of checkpoints and milestones that you have to meet. And there's a lot of paperwork that you got to come up with. Your financials are going to speak to that, and it's going to really enable you to, one, at a click of a button, you can print the reports down and you are organized. You have an actual financial statement portfolio that you can present that can show where you are as a business. So those three things are how we can assist you in your financial side in regards to your back office. And then we can go back one more slide. It was the executive administrative slide that we had. It's the one right before the thank you slide. And yes, there we go. And so with the executive administrative, what this speaks to is the dry stuff. Well, it depends on where you are in regards to um, your finances or whatever. I know it tends to be an area that's very tedious, and it's a lot of just a lot of small details that you got to pay attention to. And then, of course, with the executive administration piece, same thing. The executive administration's piece absolutely ties into finance. It ties into operations, because this is the area where you write everything, where you keep everything, how you send your emails, how you talk to your employees, how you talk to your customers, how you talk to your suppliers. All of this is happening in this space. And so three things that we focus on a high level. We do this on a C-suite level. So we are absolutely writing strategy, and we're doing administrative type of projects that are handled on a CEO or COO or CFO level. And so and we do write strategy for businesses. We tend to focus on between 10 to 15 years in regards to where you're trying to cast your business. Where do you want to see it in 15 years? And so that's really where the CEO or the visionary of the business has a chance to dream and really say, okay, this is what I envisioned. This is what was put on my heart. This is what God said to me, or whatever it might be, however you communicate that. And so what we do is we take that and we actually put real research, real data, when I say data, statistics, real information that is going to validate that this is a good choice for you, or this is the way that you should go. And so so that can really have a lot of layers to it. And we're just intentional about you understanding where your business is trying to go and what you're really trying to convey to your customer. So number two, a small business will take that high level strategy and break it down into obtainable SMART goals. So everything ties together. We use a SMART goal strategy. We cast the vision. We put the forecasting in place. We put the trending in place. Okay, so now we got this 15-year plan. So how do we take that 15-year plan and then bring it back to today? And what does that look like? What do I have to produce today in order to reach that 15-year mark? So that's what that SMART goal strategy looks like. You're casting the vision, and now you're drawing it back into to today, and we're breaking it down daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then it goes yearly, and then it builds from there. So this will help you to see where you have your gaps, where your holes are. This will also help you to identify what skill set you need in order to bring in, meaning when I say bring in, to hire in order to achieve your goal. So this also helps you to determine what your job descriptions are going to look like. Or, okay, you know what? Maybe I just need a project manager for 6 months. Maybe I don't need a full-time manager on staff. Or maybe if I have, two customer service individuals and they are, tag teaming and touching my clients every day, that makes my clients feel like we are a high touch organization. Or, it could be a number of different scenarios, but you're able to play around with that when you really know what your goals are, and to be able to draw it back on the everyday level. So when it's time to communicate to your employees, they know what you're talking about, and it's not going over their head, and you guys are not talking two different languages, and then they're producing something that you don't want, and then it can be a snowball effect. But when you're in unison from the top down, and then you're able to take whatever that high level vision is and bring it into a daily conversation, then you know that the people that are working for you are meeting the goal every day. And if they're not, you can speak to it. You say, you know what, we had a goal of such and such, and this week we didn't meet it. Let's see what was happening this week. Let's have a conversation. What was going on? And they can tell you, I was sick today. I was that, whatever it might be. And then you can work through it and see how you can overcome that obstacle in order to get back on track. And then number 3, you want to streamline your customer relations, your process. It has to be process driven so that each customer has the same or similar experience. So you got to be intentional about your customer relation. How are your people touching your customer? We, Shannon Associates, we are a high touch organization. So that means we touch our people all the time. And we touch them so much, sometimes they're like, no, we don't need to talk this month. I've talked to you enough. I'm good. But that's what we want them to feel, because we understand that when you're trying to break habits and replace them with good habits, you have to have a safe place to rehab. And the way that you rehab is consistent repetitiveness. And so us touching them every time, saying, how you doing? Is everything okay? I know you're learning something new. Do you have any questions? Is all is well? And for them to communicate to us and say, yeah, we're good, or no, I'm not, or this week was stressful, or whatever it might be, then we can diffuse the situation quickly because we're high touch and we're able to move forward. Whereas your organization may not be high touch. You might be in an industry where it's just completely automated. You don't need a whole lot of hands-on. You got a lot of DIYers or do-it-yourselfers. And so they like to navigate in that space with autonomy. You just have to know what your customer likes. Our customer likes to be touched. Your customer may not like to be touched. But as a subject matter or subject matter expert, we should know how to pivot in regards to what you know your customer to be like. And then we are to build out strategy that fits best for your organization. And so, next slide, please. So, just to give a synopsis, and this actually did not turn out the way that I expected it to look, but just to give you an idea, this is just giving you a breakdown of what our visual business management partner looks like. Is everything that I've just said. We are wanting to make it easier for you as a business owner to be able to go out and land those contracts that bring in that extra revenue that prepares you to scale. And you don't need to be concerned about your back office. You don't need to be concerned about your bookkeeping. If you are struggling in writing strategy, we're there to do that. If you are needing administrative assistance, customer relation type of assistance, we are there for you so that you're able to move forward in the things that you need to do in order to position your company to scale up. So that's pretty much what that means, but you can't really see it right now. And next slide, please. Okay, same one as this one. So these are our value offerings. Okay, so we have 2 different types of support that we can provide. We have what we call billable hours, which means you can decide if you want to use us 5 hours a week, 20 hours a month at a certain negotiated price or cost, which is really like a salary for us. and we come in and we block off whatever time that you want us to work, and that's what we do. We are your employee at that moment. Even though we are partners, we are in your organization under your brand, doing it under you. So it's not like we're announcing we are Shannon Associates. No, we are announcing as if we are you, and we are helping that space until you find the help that you need in order to backfill us. So we're just that bridge to get you to the place where you could actually bring in full-time people. And so our second type of support is what we call our retainer membership level. And so this is similar to our membership level on our individual financial journey for individuals, but it's for a business. And so we have it broken down in, I think, 5 different categories. You can, you can, and it's a yearly subscription. So we have it broken down monthly. You would sign a year contract with us, and then we will execute whichever value or membership level you have selected. So we do have what we call our bells and whistles, where we have all 3: operations, finance, and executive admin. And then we break it down from there, kind of dismantles from that point. And then you can do, I believe we have a finance only, an admin only, an operations only. And then, I think we have a combination of 2 for like admin, finance, and so forth. So we make it a flat rate. So you would just pay us, like I said, we are a line item in your budget. You pay us like a bill, net 30, and we are on retainer for you, meaning that whenever you need us, we're there. Next slide, please. Okay, so at this point, what we're going to do is set up, and I apologize that my presentation kind of went a little crazy towards the end, but this is the opportunity where you can think about wanting to set up a discovery session with us to talk about if we are a good fit for your business or not. And I included our link in order to do, to go to our scheduling, but it's also on our website. So I just kind of tried to make it easy for you. But you can absolutely visit our website and click on discovery session and sign up for a free 30-minute consultation with us. And we can talk through what you feel that you need, or we can just discover if this is really a good fit for you or not. Next slide, please. So that is what we have for you in a nutshell. I have all of my contact information there. Like I said, Tara was the one that created my website. So she absolutely did an amazing job with it. And I think I've had it since 2019. And so we're on Facebook. We're on all social media platforms. But I do have our Facebook, our Instagram, and our Twitter. And we're also on LinkedIn. So it's very easy to get in contact with us. You can reach out through our Facebook page, or you can directly email us or reach out to us through our website. However you want to do it. We're excited about just having this opportunity to present to you. We really feel like this is a needed space, and we want to be able to be a blessing to those businesses that may have been dreaming about scaling but was a little afraid because they didn't feel like they had enough support. And so we are here to fill that gap, and we want you to work us out of business, honestly, because we want you to have a staff that is full-time and doing what you need it to do. But until you get there, we can plug in until you're ready. So that's all I have. Thank you for having me.
What I'm doing now is I'm putting your links in the chat.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm putting your links in the chat and your website. One question was for the group. Someone asked, can you define what SMART, the acronym for SMART? Can you define that, just in case there are some people on here that don't know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to pull out my cheat sheet because I know that I've covered a lot of information. So I'm kind of like information overload, but I
This
am
is
going to
great.
make
This is
sure.
really great. This is really great information. I'm
Well,
sure
good.
those
I'm
people that were
glad.
listening, it was valuable, very valuable.
Awesome, awesome. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Okay, so the SMART acronym, the breakdown is for the S means specific. So you're making your goals specific and you're narrowing them down in order to build an efficient plan or to be effective in your planning. The M means measurable. It defines what evidence will prove that you're making your progress and you can reevaluate when necessary. So that's that measurable standard. Then A is obtainable. That makes sure that you can reasonably accomplish your goal within a certain time frame, because you need to make sure you separate your goals out from being short term, mid term, long term. Can't have them all mixed up. You got to be clear about that. And then R is relevant, which means your goals should align with your values and your long term objectives. And then T is time based. It is set a realistic timeline in regards to productivity and um, prioritizing. You gotta make sure that your timeline is real. And one of the things that I can say Tara has done well with me over the years is that she she has been very clear about helping me understand, okay, is this realistic? Can you really do it? Does it, I mean, it sounds wonderful, but and I think that's just that marketing gene that she has. Like, does that really make sense to the market? It sounds wonderful, but I don't know. And that's what I appreciate about her, because she is such a truth bearer when it comes to that. And so it has absolutely helped us, because when I came to her and her husband, I was a hot mess, and they know I was. And they absolutely girded me up and really covered me in my place of vulnerability. And I literally thank them all the time when I talk to them, because they were such a catalyst to get me back on track as a business. So yes.
Oh, that's so nice. So
Yeah.
nice. I mean,
Yeah.
that's awesome. And this is not about me, but I appreciate that so much.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate this presentation because a lot of people don't think about it. It's like a lot of us are solopreneurs or running around trying to do things ourselves.
Yes.
And we want to grow. We want to
Yeah.
grow. We want to scale up. There's some things like I don't want to do I might not want to, I may not be good at bookkeeping, but
Right.
I'm going after, like, next week, next month, we're gonna be talking about, we're going after those corporate clients. How are we going to
Yes.
be going over those corporate clients? They're going to be looking at our financials. So we
Yes.
have to make sure that we keep them in order. And
Mm-hmm.
one question I have is,
Mm-hmm.
when is the right time to start? If when's the right time to start with you, or in regards to finding, we're talking about financials right now. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
if a company, if someone is on here and they are a company and they're having a hard time with their financials, sometimes that is overwhelming and you
Mm-hmm.
don't know where to start. You're like, okay, QuickBooks, I got receipts, or I don't have
Right.
receipts, but
Right. Right.
so where can someone start from here? Or how, I mean, I know you already told me how they can get in touch with you and everything like that, but if there's
Yeah.
someone in the room that is deep in paper or deep
Yeah.
in, they're not organized, how can they
Mhm.
start getting organized, and what does it take, what do they need to be bringing to you to start that?
Well, the beautiful thing is that we have no judgment in regards to what you look like as a business, because we have had a plethora of different analogies come to us. And so we just start wherever you are. So if you have a box of receipts and that's the way that you've been doing it for however long, then we're going to take those receipts and we're going to build what would have been something of structure of some kind. We're going to backfill it. and we're going to build it so that we can actually link it to where you're trying to go, right? So we got to make sense of your past. And so if that means that, collecting that within an Excel spreadsheet, and then we can got to do filters and reorganizing, categorizing and all that and that before we can translate that over to a system, then that's what we'll do. We'll do that. And then, of course, wherever there are holes and gaps, that's where that level of expertise comes in, because we would want to make sure that if you did have a gap, can we explain it? Like, what happened? Was it a period of time that your business shut down? Did you fall into some type of sickness? Was it, what was it that happened? And most of the time, when you're dealing with individuals that don't know anything about your business, but they are interested in partnering with you,
Right.
and you have these gaps,
Mm-hmm.
it's so essential for you to be honest. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just tell the truth. Like,
Yeah.
you know what, I wasn't keeping it the way I should have, or
Right.
whatever that might be. And so when you're honest, then you're able to really get the help that you need. And we'll just, it would, what, so the gaps and the holes would be estimations. We would be able to put in estimations to kind of, smooth things out, and then put you into the system, and then let the system calibrate you, because that's what it's going to do. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
reconcile you all the way down, and you're going to have some variances and all that. So we'll work through all of that. And then once we get to that place, then we'll make sure that everything you do from that point on is captured in that automated system. And
Awesome.
so then you don't have to go back and redo that again. It's already done.
Awesome. Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome. Yvette Banks said, thank you. This is very helpful. This is very helpful. So what we're going to do is after this session, we're going to end the session. And then if you have one-on-one questions for Nicovanna, she will be at her table for a brief period because we don't want to extend people's evening too long, but she wants to be available for one-on-one questions. So what you'll just do when I end the session, there'll be an arrow on the left-hand side that will pop up, and you'll click it, and it'll take you to this area where you'll see the tables. And you'll see a table that's labeled with Women CEO Rocks. You'll see a table that's labeled with Increased Biz Now. And you'll see a table with Nicovanna Shannon, Shannon and Associates. You will see her logo. And if you want to network more, if you don't have any questions and you want to network, just come to Women CEO Rocks table, and we will do the networking. We used to do a form of speed networking, but everyone just kept coming to the table. So we just open our tables open. If you don't have any questions about Women CEO Rocks, but you want to meet one another, definitely come. So when you click on the table, your video will open, and it will be sort of like another virtual platform. You'll be like in a room, and it'll sort of look like, I won't say look like Zoom, but it will look something like that, where everyone is able to see each other and you're able to talk to one another, not like this presentation format. So without further ado, does anybody have any other questions about what I discussed in regards to what's going to happen? Alonda, do you want to come on and say hello, or add anything to, or goodbye, add anything to the discussion? Hold on, she's coming on.
Wow, this is so fancy. I'm like, whoa, this is next level stuff right here.
It is awesome. It's awesome. And this platform, Increased Biz Now, does hold conferences. I mean, it's more expansive than this, where we can have booths and a whole online conference. So if you're interested in that for your business or your products or whatever, let us know, and we can talk about the pricing information for that. Go ahead, Alonda.
I just wanted to make sure that you guys also book group and see rest of our future announcements. If you have not joined the directory, make sure you also join the group. as well, so you can stay plugged into the things that we have coming up. And I just wanted to say thank you and have a good evening. And we'll see you next month after the tables, of course.
Yes. And this will be also replayed on our YouTube channel. So I'll make sure to put that information in there, but it was also on Facebook Live. So if anybody has any questions that's on Facebook or on YouTube after this, make sure you get in touch with us. I'll leave the information in the link where you can contact us, and we'll make sure to connect you right with Nicovanna. And if you have information, questions more about her services or what she presented, okay? All right, great, ladies. Thank you again for attending. We so appreciate you coming. Make sure you invite friends out next time, because I mean, every time, every month, and make sure you get signed up and make sure you link up with us, become part of our tribe, become part of our tribe, and roll with us, because we have a lot of great things that Women CEO Rocks has to offer. Opportunities. If you are a writer, definitely on our anthology. But if you're not ready for an anthology, we have blogging opportunities, and we have course teaching opportunities. A lot of things that we have on the back end of our membership. So make sure you go to womenceorocks.com and check that out as well. All right. Have a good evening, ladies. See you at the tables.